All right, everyone, sit tight, because I am about to reveal the step-by-step guide to making any woman fall in love with you. Now, fair warning, this isn't the kind of advice you'll get from your best friend or from your uncle who's been married for 30 years. No, no, this is advanced stuff. It's for the brave, the bold, the slightly clueless. So if you're ready to become a master of love, let's begin. Step 1. Perfect the art of eye contact. But with a twist. Let's talk about eye contact. Yes, I know I mentioned it already, but listen, it's that important. You can't skip this step. Now, everybody says to make eye contact to show you're interested, right? But what they don't tell you is the key to doing it right. You don't want just any eye contact, you want hypnotic eye contact. So here's what you do. Start with a gentle gaze. Hold for a few seconds. Then, right when she's about to wonder if you're about to propose or faint, look down thoughtfully, as if you've just remembered a deep existential truth. She'll be thinking, wow, there's so much going on behind those eyes, instead of, did this guy just zone out? Now, I know this sounds complicated, but it's all about practice. You've got to get the timing right. Not too long or she'll think you're auditioning for a horror movie, but just long enough that she's wondering, does he see my soul or just my good side? Step 2. The mystery factor. Be enigmatic without being confusing. All right, so mystery is absolutely essential. The thing about mystery is it's like adding salt to a dish. You need just enough to bring out the flavor, but too much and, well, she's sending her entree back. Mystery is a fine balance. You want her curious, intrigued, but not left wondering if you actually understand basic questions. For example, if she asks where you're from, don't just say, New Jersey. Where's the fun in that? No, no. You look her right in the eye, pause for effect, and say something like, I've been a few places. Then turn your gaze slightly to the distance, as if those places are too intense to speak of. She'll be left thinking, where has he been? Instead of, oh, so he's been to the Garden State Plaza Mall. But remember, don't go overboard. Don't start making up stuff like, I've traveled through time, or I'm not technically from Earth. You want mystery, not the plot of a sci-fi movie. She'll be intrigued, not thinking, is this guy one bad decision away from joining a cult? Step 3. Demonstrate your passion for anything, really. Now, here's a secret. It doesn't matter what you're into. Women love a man who's passionate, even if that passion is for something completely random. Model trains, kite flying, rare species of indoor plants. Just pick something and get intense about it. The important part is that you talk about it with such conviction that she thinks, wow, if he cares this much about rock polishing, imagine how he'd be in a relationship. So here's how you do it. You could say something like, let me tell you about the Japanese art of kintsugi. It's the practice of repairing broken pottery with gold. I mean, think about it. Celebrating flaws, embracing imperfection. Now, she might not know what on earth you're talking about, but that's the point. You're the mysterious pottery guy now. And by the way, if you don't actually have a passion yet, just pick something and Google it on the way to the date. By the time you sit down, you'll be the world's leading expert on Peruvian flute music or underwater basket weaving. Step 4. Show interest in her mind. Ask her for advice, and genuinely listen. Let me tell you something else I've learned. Women love when you show interest in their opinions. But don't just ask the same old, what's your favorite movie, or where do you see yourself in 5 years? No, you need to hit her with a life question, something philosophical. Ask her, what's your opinion on time travel? Or, do you think people are naturally good, or do we have to work at it? Now, when she's giving you her answer, here's the trick. Actually listen. Don't just nod your head while planning your next move. Women can smell fake listening from a mile away. Instead, lean in, nod thoughtfully, and, when she's done, say, you're absolutely right. I've never thought of it that way. Trust me, she'll be thrilled. She'll think, wow, he's deep, and he listens. But, and this is critical, don't pretend to be an expert on everything she says. If she's talking about her love of ocean conservation, don't try to chime in with, "Oh yeah, I totally know what you mean. I personally saved a sea turtle once." Instead, just nod and say, "That's incredible." Step 5. The art of the compliment. Be unique, be specific, and be a little weird. Now, let's talk about compliments. You don't want to be that guy who's just like, "You're pretty," or "I like your eyes." No, you need to dig deeper. Compliment her on things nobody else would notice. You've got to be specific, almost to the point of sounding ridiculous. Try something like, "You have the most perfect posture." It's impressive. Or, "I can tell you have a really refined sense of direction." Even if she's like, "What? I got lost on the way here." It doesn't matter. She'll think, "Wow, he's noticed something different about me," even if it makes absolutely no sense. And you know what? Double down on it. If she's wearing a red dress, don't just say, "Nice dress." Say something like, "That dress is a perfect shade of crimson, just like those sunsets you see in the south of France." She'll be blown away, and you'll sound like you know the world, even if you've never left your hometown. Step 6. Be yourself. But only your highlight reel. Now, you've heard this before. Be yourself. But the thing is, they don't mean really be yourself. They mean be the version of yourself that you want her to see. Don't start talking about your Star Wars action figure collection on date 1. Keep that hidden until, I don't know, year 2. Be the best, most interesting movie trailer version of yourself. Imagine you're your own hype reel. You're basically the version of yourself you'd put on Instagram, but without the awkward captions. Don't bring up the fact that you've watched every season of The Bachelor 4 times, and definitely don't let her know you've read every Harry Potter fan theory out there. You're a mystery, remember? She doesn't need to know about your, deep knowledge of wand lore just yet. Step 7. Master the art of accidental. Touches now. This is where you take things up a notch. It's time to introduce accidental touches. I'm not talking about going overboard. I'm talking subtle, so subtle she barely notices but can't forget. If you're both reaching for the salt, let your hand brush hers just for a second. Or, if you're laughing at her joke, just a gentle touch on her arm like, "Wow, you're so funny." But here's the secret. Don't overdo it. You want it to be accidental, not like you're trying to measure her arm. 1 or 2 well-timed, "Oh, sorry, didn't mean to touch your shoulder just there" moments. She'll feel like you're paying attention without making her feel like you're planning to break into interpretive dance.